We are walking through Honmaru Goten, which basically is a palace in Kawagoe City that existed on the old castle grounds, which are now gone. We're going to walk through and you can kind of see the intricate designs of the rooms and that kind of thing. But basically this area was really strategic. During the Warring States period, like in the 1450s, I think 1457, a branch of the Uesugi clan decided to build a castle because basically it has the Arakawa River and the Edo River, Edo being the name for Tokyo at the time, as a really strategic place for transportation, communication, trade, and that kind of thing. So the clans all wanted it, and so it was the Uesugi clan that actually got control of the territory, and they were challenged by the Hojo clan that was encroaching on their territory. So in the 1450s, the Hojo clan, 1437, I think the Hojo clan got it, and then it was the Uesugis that wanted it back. And in 1545, there was the Battle of Kawagoe, and that's where the Uesugi clan lost it for good. And that was when the Ashikaga Shogunate was crumbling and falling apart. Look at these rooms. And it would be held by the Hojos for quite a while. They gained power for a bit. And eventually, it was Tokugawa Ieyasu in 1600, the Battle of Sekigahara. He won. 1603, consolidates power. There's a view of the garden. And essentially, the Tokugawas took control of it. And Kawagoe was considered an important castle town. And again, it protected Edo from any invaders. And again, the trade, transport, and communication links were important. We'll just kind of go in here again and go out the other way. So it's relatively unscathed when you think about fire and earthquakes and things like that. Even American bombing in World War II didn't do too much to the area. But there was a fire in 1846, and because it was an important strategic area, it was rebuilt only a couple of years later in 1848. So it was an important part of Kawagoe, and it was an important strategic point to protect the city of Edo, which is today Tokyo, where the Tokugawa government held its capital. We're going to keep walking through so you can see some of the rooms. Long, narrow hallways that would have had rooms for people to wait until they got to meet the shogun, because it was the shogun that would have certainly stayed here. We're going to go into one of the main halls. You can see the floors and the walls are all built in the typical style. This building does date from 1848. Again, survived the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, as well as the Second World War bombing. And now we're going to go into the main hall here, which is really cool. Some of the paintings, and yes, we're allowed to take video here. Yay! Looks like a bonsai tree. Really how important announcements and meetings here. In 1870, the palace was actually decommissioned as by government proclamation. They didn't want any strongholds to be left available for anyone that challenged the government. Let's look at these cover the wooden nails that were made to build the building. This is pretty cool. And in that 1870, after the Meiji Restoration, they didn't want anyone to challenge a shogun, so they started dismantling castles all over the country. And the castle at Kawagoe was no different. Alright, that's Honmaru Goten. This was actually moved from Edo Castle to here, I believe, too, which is kind of cool.